When I was a young man, we didn't have these big shiny refrigerators humming in every kitchen corner. We had cool clay pots, woven baskets, and a little common sense passed down from our mothers. Now I'm an old man, and I've seen the world change in ways I never imagined. I've seen the world change in ways I never imagined. I've seen food change. I've seen how we store it, how we treat it, and how little we question it. And today, my children, I want to tell you something that may surprise you. Stop refrigerating these 5 common foods. Yes, you heard me right. Not everything belongs in that cold box. Some foods lose their life in there. Some change in ways that aren't good for your body. And over many years, those small changes may quietly contribute to inflammation, memory problems, and even serious diseases. I have lived long enough to watch neighbors grow old too quickly. I have buried friends who suffered from illnesses we rarely saw in my youth. Of course, no single food is the villain. Disease is complicated. But habits, small daily habits, they matter more than we think. They matter more than we think. Let me tell you what I've learned. First, tomatoes. Tomatoes. In my village, we used to keep them in a woven basket on the kitchen table. Sun-kissed, soft, fragrant. When you put tomatoes in the refrigerator, the cold air damages their delicate structure, their texture changes, their flavor fades. But more than that, cold temperatures can break down the cell walls, affecting the natural antioxidants they carry, like lycopene. Lycopene is a powerful antioxidant. Research, including studies published by institutions like Harvard University, has discussed the role of antioxidants in reducing oxidative stress, one of the drivers of inflammation and cellular damage. When you mishandle food and reduce its quality, you're not just hurting taste. You may be reducing protective compounds your body needs. Second, potatoes. I remember digging them out of the soil with my bare hands. We stored them in a dark, cool cupboard, never in the refrigerator. You know what happens when you refrigerated potatoes. The cold converts their starch into sugar. And when you cook those sugary potatoes at high heat, frying or roasting, they can form higher levels of acrylamide, a chemical compound that scientists have studied for its potential cancer risk. Organizations like World Health Organization and U.S. Food and Drug Administration have examined acrylamide in foods and advised minimizing exposure. Does that mean a single refrigerated potato will harm you? Of course not. But repeated habits over decades quietly add up. Third, onions. Strong, beautiful onions. They are natural defenders, full of compounds like quercetin that help fight inflammation. But onions need dry air and ventilation. In the refrigerator, they absorb moisture. They soften, mold faster, and lose potency. Moisture encourages bacterial growth. When food begins to break down, even subtly, your gut must work harder to process it. Now, I've read about the importance of gut health from sources like Mayo Clinic. The gut is not just for digestion. It influences inflammation and even brain health. We are learning more each year about the gut-brain connection. Some researchers studying dementia and neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's disease suggest chronic inflammation may play a contributing role. Fourth, garlic. Oh, garlic. In my youth, we braided garlic and hung it from the ceiling. It stayed dry and powerful for weeks. Garlic contains allicin, a compound known for antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties, but cold temperatures and moisture can cause garlic to sprout or grow mold. Mold toxins, even in small amounts over time, are not something you want in your body. Sprouted garlic is not always dangerous, but its taste becomes bitter, and its composition changes. Why take that risk? Keep it in a cool, dry, ventilated place. Respect the food, and it will respect you. Fifth, bread. Now this one surprises many young people. But Grandpa, they say, we refrigerate bread to make it last longer. Yes, it may prevent mold slightly, but refrigeration actually speeds up starch retrogradation, a scientific way of saying bread goes stale faster in the fridge. The texture hardens, the flavor fades. More importantly, many commercial breads already contain preservatives. Adding cold storage doesn't make them healthier. If you won't eat bread within a few days, freezing is better than refrigerating. Freezing slows molecular changes more effectively than simple refrigeration. My children, listen carefully. I am not saying refrigerators cause cancer. I am not saying one tomato in the fridge will bring dementia. Life is not so simple. But I'm saying that when we ignore how food was meant to be stored, we may slowly reduce its nutritional integrity. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning fire inside the body. It does not scream, it whispers. It builds over years. It is linked with heart disease, metabolic disorders, cognitive decline. We cannot control everything, pollution, stress, genetics, but we can control how we treat our food. In my lifetime, I have seen the rise of packaged convenience. I have seen kitchens become laboratories of plastic containers and humming machines. Technology is not evil. Refrigeration has saved countless lives by preventing foodborne illness. But wisdom is knowing when to use something and when not to. Fresh tomatoes belong on the counter. Potatoes belong in a dark, cool pantry. Onions need air. Garlic needs dryness. Bread needs moderation. And if necessary, the freezer, not the fridge. Food is alive even after harvest. It breathes, it changes. When you understand that, you stop treating it like a lifeless object. I have outlived many of my friends. People ask me my secret. I tell them it is simple habits, practice daily. Respect your body, respect your food. Eat close to nature. Store food the way generations did before. Electricity. Modern science is now rediscovering what old kitchens already knew. Inflammation matters. Oxidative stress matters. Gut health matters. And small daily decisions repeated thousands of times shape our future more than dramatic one-time changes. So tonight, when you walk into your kitchen, open that refrigerator and look inside. Ask yourself, does everything here truly belong in the cold? Or have we simply forgotten the wisdom of balance? I am an old man. I do not speak with fear. I speak with experience. Take what I say not as alarm, but as invitation. Learn, question, observe, because health is not built in hospitals. It is built in kitchens. And sometimes it begins with something as simple as moving a tomato out of the fridge.